Oh, y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready for these MREs. I don't think so. I don't think so. What's up, my soldiers? This is WildBlueYonder. In this video, I'm going to be announcing the winners of the MRE giveaway competition, and I'll be answering all of your questions, or at least most of them. At the end of the video, I'm going to announce the winners. Make sure you email me at codenamesimmons@gmail.com. I'll see you guys in a minute. Peace. The first question I'm going to answer is, what is my job? My job is 2 Alpha 6X3 Aircrew Egress Systems. That means nothing to anybody who isn't in the Air Force. I'm going to explain it for you. Basically, I work on the ejection system on the F-22 aircraft. So that's a fighter jet. Whenever a crew member is about to eject or their airplane is incapable of flying, they're about to go down, something happened, or maybe they got shot down, then there's a small yellow handle located between their hands, their legs, that they pull up with their hands. I'm about to slip on this ice out here. And that ejects them. So my job is to make sure that from the time they pull up on the handles until they're like parachuting down to earth, essentially, everything goes off without a hitch. The next question I got is one that I actually get pretty often by future airman Fontanez, and that one was basically ASVAB tips and was the ASVAB hard? This one has always been an interesting question for me because I took the ASVAB about 6 different times in high school, so I had a lot of different opportunities to see the same questions over and over and do a lot better. So the key to my success from getting a 77 was basically just repetition. From taking the test 6 times, you're going to get a 77 eventually. For everyone else in the world who doesn't get to take the ASVAB like 7 times, basically my advice to you is just to study, just do your best. If you're fresh out of high school, you shouldn't have a problem with it. Even if you've been out of high school for a while, you shouldn't have a problem with it. Like if you just study and just do the best you can on the test. Just take it question by question. You don't get a whole lot of time, so if you don't know something or if it's taking you too long, just skip it, come back and just guess at it, and just try to get the questions that you know how to answer. My next question I got was from Nelly Flasco. Nelly asked, how does RAP work? RAP is the Recruiter's Assistance Program. Basically, at the completion of your tech school, you get the opportunity to go back to wherever your recruiting station is. Actually, you get to go to any recruiting station like around the country or around the world, but you typically go back to the one that you're from. So you go back to your recruiter and basically just help them out for like a week or 2. It's free leave. You don't get charged any leave. You get paid for it. You basically get to just hang out with your family for a couple of weeks because your recruiter is going to have you be doing too much stuff. Just probably have you come in a couple times a week. So basically it's just a program to go home for 2 weeks and help your recruiter out. Now, this isn't guaranteed. You have to put in kind of like an application for it. Your recruiter has to like then correspond with your tech school and say, okay, he can come or she can come. And it's kind of a long process. So if you have a short tech school, you usually don't have time to get in that application. I didn't have time. I wanted to do it, but my tech school was only 32 days, so it didn't work out. After you're done with RAP, then you'll just move on to your first duty station. The Danimal234 asks, what was the most enjoyable and the worst part of BMT? I would say the most enjoyable is just graduation weekend. Obviously, that was probably the best. Second to that, actual part of BMT. Most people enjoy Beast Week the most. I didn't enjoy Beast Week that much. I thought it was kind of stupid. I just didn't really feel like being there. It was kind of hot all the time, and I was just like still kind of depressed because I got fired as dorm chief, so I was still like kind of just mad about that. You know, it took me like a week to get over that. I was like it was really dumb. Like who gets mad over not having to be in charge of 50 people anymore? But it was just the reason why I got fired, and that's a whole different story for a different day. Most people enjoy Beast, so I'm just going to answer it that way. My least favorite part of BMT was probably just the classes. Like the day-to-day classes are really, really boring, really dry material, and you're just kind of sitting there just trying desperately not to fall asleep. And that was probably my least favorite. PT wasn't bad. I didn't like despise PT. That was fine. It was a great way for me to just run and just like get some energy out. So I didn't mind PT, and my favorite part was definitely just graduation weekend. Ryan Christ asked the question, why did you join the Air Force? I have a few different reasons why I joined the Air Force. The number one reason though is independence. I think most of our reasons link back to independence. You get your money, you get to live on your own food. You don't have to ask anybody for permission to do much in your free time. So really it's just independence. I wanted to get out of my mom's house. I love you, Mom, but I had to get out the house. Like it had to happen. So independence is the number one reason. My second reason would probably be because of JROTC. I love JROTC. I love my instructors. They taught me a lot about who I am, and I learned a lot about myself through ROTC. So, and I just love like kind of like the structure of ROTC and what it kind of provided to me for my life. So I kind of just really enjoyed that. I wanted to continue that because I was good at it, and so I just went to the Air Force. And like I really love the Air Force in general. There's like a lot of different reasons. I would say the number one reason is independence. The number two reason is because of JROTC. The next question I was asked is, how is BMT like during the summer months? And let me tell you, I was in BMT during the summer. Let me tell you, it's just horrible, man. Like, it's hot as hell. It'll be 100 degrees on average. Even in the morning, it's still like 75, 80 degrees outside during PT. So it's not so fun. You're gonna have this thing called black flags. So there's these flags, and when it's really hot, they'll start to put up flags. So it's like green flag means you're good to go. It's just fine weather. Then yellow flag means like kind of like be careful. Like there's a few things that you can't do. You can't drill for more than a certain amount of time. And there's red flag, which means that you can't drill at all. And then it's like black flag, which means you don't even march. Like you just walk everywhere. So we had black flag almost every day. I'm at the chow hall, by the way, if you guys were wondering. I'm at the chow hall. And I don't know who asked that question. I didn't write it down. Mop gear, when you're in mop gear, is going to be terrible. But you get to wear your PT clothes, so it's not that bad. Like you wear your PT clothes underneath your mop gear. Working at the chow hall. Some water. So I just got a banana and some water from the chow hall. I don't know if you can see it. If you guys have never been to a pita pit, it's pretty awesome. I like it. It's pretty good. I've been there a couple times. I've only gotten like the local, and what they have at the local is like steak and like some barbecue sauce with some like I put avocado. What's it called? Avocado guacamole. I put guacamole and like all that stuff on there, so it's really good. I'm gonna be really awkward and kind of just record them making my pita later on. So my next question, which was asked by Dapper Pickles, was what are the games that I have on Twitch? The games I have on Twitch are Minecraft, which I don't ever play, Grand Theft Auto 5, Black Ops 3, Fallout 4, Madden 16, and Watch Dogs. I'm probably going to get this video game. People keep telling me about it. I forgot what it's called already. But a lot of people recommended it, so I'm probably going to play that as well. If you guys don't know what Twitch is basically an online streaming service. You guys just tune in and watch me play video games. It has commentary, like my little picture of my face is in the corner, so you can see like, you know, me plus the video game plus the comments of other people. It's free. Like I don't charge you anything. You don't have to donate anything. Like it's just, I just get on my computer and play video games. Actually, it's not a computer, it's on my Xbox. Riley McHate asks, can you give me some information about crew chief? So basically a crew chief, or a tactical aircraft maintainer, they give it this technical name. It's a crew chief. They can really glorify it. Your recruiter can tell you, oh yeah, you work one-on-one personally with the pilots. You are 100% in charge of the jet. It's your jet, your name's on it. You look good. You have overalls, but like, you know, your patches on it and stuff like that. But it's really not that glamorous. Like if you ask any crew chief, you can really sell that job. You can sell any job in the Air Force, make it sound really good, polish it up. I don't think I would want to be a crew chief. You basically spend 100% of your time outside. You eat outside, you eat on the flight line. You pretty much spend your whole day just on a jet. And it's kind of like, you know, I wouldn't want to do it. I guess, yes, you do get to work one-on-one with the pilots. I mean, when they land, they tell you what's broken, like, hey, there's a loose screw because it keeps rattling. And then you write it down, and then now it's your job to fix it. So that's kind of like, or find the screw and then fix it. So that's kind of your job. Another negative thing about being a crew chief is that you don't get the PCS so often. Say you work with F-16s, and there's 10 different bases in the Air Force that have F-16s. You can only go to those 10 different bases. Now, say, that's pretty common aircraft. Say you're working on something uncommon like a B-52. You can only go to basically 2 bases now. That's Barksfield down in Louisiana and Minot Air Force Base in North Dakota. So if that's your shred, or if that's your aircraft, which is a shred, then you can only go to those 2 bases. And I guess Guam, that's pretty much your only 3 options. King Ralph 18 asked the question, will I go officer, will I commission? Actually, a lot of people have asked me this question, and honestly, I don't know. I wanted to commission originally. My original plan before joining the Air Force was go enlisted, learn a few things, earn some respect, because this is how I thought it worked. Like earn some credibility, then go officer, and then I'll have a lot more to stand on, and I'll actually know what's going on in the Air Force. The truth is, even if you're enlisted, you're still gonna have to learn some things once you become a lieutenant, and it really doesn't change a whole lot. I mean, it kind of changes your whole cultural ideas, and you kind of understand a few like little idiosyncrasies about the Air Force, but for the most part, you're not going to be better at your job. You're not leading anybody. Like, you're not actually leading anybody as a lieutenant. Nobody's looking up to you for motivation and experience. So it's like, what's the point? That's how I thought it was, because that's how it is in JROTC, but that's not how it is in the Air Force. And also, I don't want a desk job. Like, most officer jobs are desk jobs, paperwork. Even pilots have to do a lot of paperwork. It's like, that's the only job I would want, is really to be a pilot. And still, it's a lot of paperwork, and you're still being controlled on how you can fly, where you can fly, how fast you can fly. It's not really enjoyable anymore. So before I answer any more of these questions, I'm gonna have to grab some gas real quick because it's $2 a gallon. Are you kidding me? What? So we're at the commissary, and it's Saturday, so you know it's going to be busy out the ass. I think I should probably put my car in reverse before I try to back up into a parking space. But I think I'm going to buy my MREs, and I might buy some cookies. I think I'm gonna make some cookies tonight. Because, like I've said in other videos, I'm a 5-year-old, and I eat milk and cookies on a regular basis. So Matt Fabrizio asked the question, will I become a pilot in the Air Force? Which is an interesting question. It links back to the other question I got about will I be an officer? And that all depends on like my future and what opportunities are presented to, towards me, and like kind of just how it plans out. And he also said what plane I would fly. I don't know, because I've never flown a fighter plane before. So I can't really answer. I guess, well, my favorite one, I guess the A-10. Found the MREs. So I got my MREs. Over here they had the single ones, and then they had the big packs. I just got the single ones because the single ones were somehow cheaper than, you know, usually buying in bulk makes things a lot cheaper, but apparently that doesn't count for MREs. I got my cookies, now I just gotta get some milk and I'll be ready to go. I just remembered that I don't even have a cookie sheet, so I just got some Oreos instead. Peter Pit. Alright, so I'm at Peter Pit now. I usually get what's called the local here, so probably just gonna get that. There's like so many people in here. So I got my Peter Pit, time to answer some more questions. I'm gonna go home. My next question was asked by Evan, and he asked, what was my biggest fear before joining the military? Now, I had like zero fear at all. I think my number one concern was, are the showers gonna be cold? Like that was really my only concern. And I was actually having like the dreams about joining the Air Force. I would go to sleep, I would have a dream about going to BMT and doing really well, and then I would wake up and I'm still like in my bed in my mom's house, and I'm like, no, like actually having dreams about being at BMT. So I wouldn't say I had any fears. I would say the most common fear is for people is like they feel like they're not in shape enough, or they feel like they're gonna get yelled at and have like a breakdown or something like that. I think everyone has their own anxieties and their own fears, but I didn't really have many. Lauren asked, what is my ideal base? My number one base when I was in basic training, my number one pick was Davis-Monthan, and my number two pick was Virginia, Langley. And those were like the only two I wanted to pick because they were close to my family. Since joining the Air Force, I've been at Minot and I've been at, where am I? Elmendorf. And so those bases, in my opinion, have so far been better than Langley and Davis-Monthan from what I've heard and from what I would think would happen if I had actually been stationed there, because I would just be around my family all the time. I would have never experienced different things. I would have never tried moose, you know, I would have never eaten dove or geese or anything like that, anything crazy. I would have just been doing the same thing I would have always been doing. So I'm glad that I'm not actually stationed there. Now my number one base is probably here. I actually enjoy this base a lot. My number two base is still Davis-Monthan because Arizona, I love Arizona. And those are my only two bases basically stateside, although this is an overseas base. I still consider it stateside. The overseas bases are probably just Italy, because come on, Italy and Germany, and Japan. I would say Germany and Japan are my number ones, and Italy is like number two or number three, because I heard a lot of people don't actually like it there in Italy. That is not a whole lot to do. I know people are actually complaining about Italy, like, are you kidding me? But you could be stationed in Germany and then just take a day trip to Italy. You don't have to be stationed there. So Germany is actually a nicer place, and from what I've heard, and people can just take a trip to Italy because it's just one of those places where you spend a week there and you're pretty much, you've seen everything. What's up, soldiers? This is WildBlueYonder. Now, welcome to part 2 of my Q&A video. On the weekends, the chow hall closes at 8:30, and this is the first time I've ever woken up before 8:30 on the weekend, so I'm about to go get some breakfast. Anyways, my next question is from Ryan, Slink Doggy, Alexis, and Anthony, and they all asked, what are my plans after joining the military? Or I guess after leaving the military. So far, I don't really have any plans. I really want to be like a teacher of any kind. I want to be like a flight instructor or a teacher. I really like to teach people, so I think that's what I like to do the most. I really like science as well. My dream job, I think, would be teaching people about biology or just like natural science, general science, because I just love anything to do with science or astrology. So I think that's my dream job. I think it's realistic. I think it's something that is tangible, something I can actually get. Back at the chow hall, yeah, 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 chow hall, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Got my pancakes, my omelet, got some strawberries and cantaloupe, and I got me some oatmeal. Everyone in my shop, they all call me old because I eat oatmeal with raisins in it and cinnamon. Does that make somebody old if you eat raisins? Let me know in the comment box below. Anyways, I'm asking you guys questions when I should be answering questions, right? My next question is from Andrew Atkins, who asked me, how do you relax at BMT? Basically, the only 2 days that you get to relax are really Saturdays and Sundays. On Sundays is really like the real chill day. On Saturdays, you still have a few like things to do. You still have PT, so you don't have to relax the whole day. But there are less classes on Saturday and no classes at all on Sunday. So on Sunday, you literally just wake up, eat breakfast, and then you kind of just chill out in your dorms. You go to church. So it's a real chill day on Sundays. Azalea asks, what is the most challenging part of BMT? The most challenging part for me was not punching somebody in the face, because you get so irritated. Like, I got so annoyed of other people in my flight. I just wanted to like hit somebody so hard. I would say the most challenging part is just working with other people. It's not physical for me. It wasn't mental for me. It was just working with other people and constantly being in the presence of other people. I'm kind of a loner, so I don't like to be around people all the time, and so being around people all the time for 8 weeks was kind of a challenge. You literally don't have any alone time. You're just around other people 100% of the time. Nick Luna and a couple other people asked me the question, how do you show no emotion when you're in formation and people are like yelling at you and you have to stay serious? My biggest advice to you is just to zone out, like focus on a point far in the distance and kind of just focus on that, and then just zone out, just daydream, and just don't even really pay attention to what's going on. However, you still need to have a part of your mind still in formation, so that way if you get a command, you can just respond to it. But for the most part, I was just zoning out. I would just be thinking about, like, you know, being other places, not in formation. If somebody's in your face yelling, just, I don't know, just think of something very serious. I always think of a tree, because a tree is so like not interesting and like not funny. So if I think I'm gonna laugh or something's gonna happen that's gonna make me laugh, I think of a tree, or think of like old ladies or something random that just brings me back to neutral. And I also think about like, what's gonna happen if I laugh in formation? I probably shouldn't laugh, so don't laugh. And then I just don't do it. Richard asked about vegans in the military, and I'll just say this, that there's plenty of vegan options at BMT, and there's plenty of vegan options once you get to active duty. It's just an option. Like, if you just want to have a vegan meal at B Suite, for your MREs, we have vegan MREs, so it's totally fine. Same thing with pork. If you don't want to eat pork, you can have other options as well. Hannah Hathaway asked about my CDCs and my daily schedule. Now, CDCs, I actually have a video about that. You can check that out right here, where I explain just about everything there is to know about CDCs. My daily schedule, basically, I wake up around 5:15. I get dressed, and I'm usually out the door by around 5:45. I get to the chow hall at 5:55. And I have a very planned out scheduled morning. My mornings always go the same way. My truck, I park it, instead of in the dormitory parking lot, I park it in front of the DFAC parking lot, because no one's there in the morning. So I start my truck up, I go inside, and I start getting my food. I'm always the first person here, because at 6 o'clock it opens up. At 6:05 and like 6:01, everybody and their mama shows up. So there's like this huge line. So what I do is I show up at 5:55. And that 5 minutes makes a huge difference. Like, nobody's here at all. So I start my truck, I head inside, I'm like the first person in line because I'm a fat ass, and then I get my food. After I get my food, then I just head out to my truck and I drive to work. And I'm usually like one of the first airmen at work because of this method. Then I pretty much work until around like 10:30, 11:30. That's when we have our lunch break. We have about a half hour to go grab food, come back, we eat our food. If we're in a hurry, we have even less time. So you kind of have to hurry up with the lunches some days. And then after work, which ends around 3:30, 4 o'clock, after that, then I pretty much either I go to the gym or I go home, or I'll go study or do something like that. So that's pretty much my free time. I'll just do whatever I want to do. My sleeping schedule is kind of weird. Some days I'll go to sleep at like 6 o'clock and I'll wake up around like 10 o'clock, and then I'll stay up until around 2, and then I'll go back to sleep and I'll wake up at 5. So I kind of have like 2 different times to go to sleep. Other days I just go to sleep at like, 11, 10 o'clock at night and just wake up at 5:15. So that's pretty much how my days go. It's like really nice out today. It's like 40 degrees maybe. Like really nice, like hoodie weather. And I know there's gonna be some people that are like, what, 40 degrees? Oh, I would die. Yeah, well, when you live in Alaska, 40 degrees doesn't sound so bad anymore. Maybe if you live in California, that would be pretty bad. And then it's the opposite. If I said it's cold today, it's 40 degrees. If it was cold today, then it'd be some asshole from Chicago or something, from Michigan, saying, I know Michigan isn't in, I know Chicago is in Illinois, I'm saying, or in Michigan, saying something, oh, it's like negative 30 today. Now, Cameron LA asked me the question, what was my nastiest MRE? What was the nastiest MRE I ever had? I remember it was my first day at Beast Week, and we had our first MRE, and it was something like chicken herb and something. It was basically just like a nice little chicken breast and had some like sauce on it. Oh, that sounds pretty good. So I ate it, and it was pretty decent. I warmed it up, and then maybe like a half hour later, I felt like a twinge in my stomach, and I was like, whatever. I kind of just shrugged it off. Not more than like a half hour later, I was blowing that porta potty up. Like, oh my gosh. I kept burping and like kept like belching, and like I just belched for like 2 days straight. It just wouldn't go away. Rod Hubbard asked, can we have braces? Yes, you can have braces in the Air Force. The only thing is that the Air Force isn't going to pay for it. They consider braces to be a cosmetic procedure, so they won't actually go out and pay for it. It's not covered by your insurance. Homeboy137 asks, what are my influential persons? I have a lot of influential people in my life. My grandparents, my mom and my dad, my brother and my sister are probably my main ones. Then I have my instructors in JROTC. And then I have a bunch of other people, just friends and family. They all inspire me, and I learn from all of them. It's either I learn to do something, like, okay, I want to do it like that, or I learn not to do something. Like, I don't want to end up, in that situation. I make sure I don't do that. Nelly Fiasco also asked, how does the dental insurance work? Basically, everything is covered except for braces. Like, you just basically make an appointment, you go in, and you get it done. Cavities, wisdom teeth, things like that. It's all covered. Root canals, all that. Austin asked, are the people in SecFo nice? I have a lot of questions about SecFo, and a lot of people ask me questions about it. I really just have to say this, like, you enjoy the job as much as you want to enjoy it. There are some people in the security forces that they hate their jobs. There's people who just, they never really get out, they never really do much. I don't even know anybody in security forces because our community is all really mixed, the maintenance field and the security forces field. So I don't really know a whole lot of people in security forces. Seattle Navy brought up the situation where he's talked to a lot of people in the Navy, the Armies, and the Marines, and a lot of them have said, I tried to join the Air Force, or I wish I had joined the Air Force. And I have run into the same situation where a lot of my friends in other branches, a lot of my family members, my only other family member in branches, I've talked to their friends and stuff like that, and they've all been like, I tried to join the Air Force, or I wanted to join the Air Force. I think that's just because of our quality of life, and then like we kind of get, kind of just a better life, and it's kind of sad that it happens that way. I feel like other branches should also have some of these benefits, but it's kind of just not how it works. Carl LBS and Maddie asked, what is it like for women in the military? Well, let me tell you from personal experience. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not a girl, so I can't really tell you, but from looking from the outside, I would just say that women get treated pretty much the same. It's pretty much equal treatment. You guys get pretty much the same treatment as everybody else, so that's pretty good. Besides your PT standards and a few uniform standards, you guys pretty much have the same exact life. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed all those answers. Now it's time for the MRE giveaway. Check this out. Hey guys, now it's time for the moment of truth. So here's how we're going to pick the winner. On the left hand side, we have the MRE entry. So if you left a comment on the first original video, the MRE giveaway competition video, then your username is going to be listed here on the left. And it's a total of 235 different comments and different usernames. So how are we going to pick this? So on the right hand side, we have a random number generator. So on the left hand side, whoops, okay, I don't know how that happened. On the left hand side, we have RNG. We're going to pick a number between 1 and 235. And we're going to generate the answers. So again, the prizes are for first place, or for the first 2 winners, you're going to win an MRE plus 2 WildBlueYonder wristbands. If you aren't aware of that, this is what WildBlueYonder wristbands look like. And then the second group of winners will be just wristbands. So the next 5 winners will be just 2 wristbands. Make sure you email me at codenamesimmons to claim a prize, or you could just email me on my YouTube channel. So here we go. Cross your fingers. Number 15. So number 15, Anthony Frasina. Congratulations, you won yourself an MRE. Number 2, we have 196. 196. That's way down. Hang on. Sean Parker, congratulations, you won yourself an MRE. Congratulations. Make sure you email me to claim your prize. All right, so now from here on out, it's just wristbands. So if you win this prize, then it's just wristbands. Next one, number 43. Scroll way the heck back up. 43. Carol LBS. I think I may have actually answered one of your questions in the video, so you win like double. Congratulations. So you win yourself a 2 WildBlueYonder wristbands. So congratulations. Next one, 42, right next to you, Kappa the King. So you guys are just 2 peas in a pod. Congratulations. Next, 24. Austin Little, congratulations, Austin. You won yourself 2 WildBlueYonder wristbands. Make sure you email me. Congratulations. Next one, 134. Good. Some more down below because there was a lot of people up top. 134. Josh Merritt, congratulations, Josh. My pencil keeps breaking. I just want to write down the winners. My pencil's like, no, it's not going to work out for you. And here's the last winner. So cross your fingers. I'm not talking properly today. Drum roll, please. 77. I don't know what this was, by the way. But 77. Elijah Daughtery. Congratulations. So, everybody, if you win, congratulations. If you didn't win, maybe next time I do these giveaways all the time. I've done ASVAB and I've done MRE giveaway videos. So make sure you tune in and just subscribe. I'm going to go back and make sure all of you guys who win are subscribers. If not, then I'll make another video just announcing another winner. So hopefully all of you are subscribers. If you aren't, hurry up and subscribe right now so that way you get to actually claim your prize. So I'll see you guys soon. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.